Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Seshni, Dr. Seshni Gurika-Mutlia-Rensburg, and today in this video, the series, which is a continuation of the key differences between the online CASC exam for the Royal College of Psychiatrists versus the in-person face-to-face exam, which will be held in Sheffield. So there's only a few weeks left, and I want to try and get my message across in terms of the key differences and how you can approach the exam. And I do believe all the aspects that I've covered thus far and that I will be covering in the videos to come, in over 20 to 25 videos, will be very important information that you need to listen to in order to prepare adequately and have this added advantage which others may not have. You can ensure a pass in the exam. As much as you prepare in terms of reading and practicing and going for courses and mock exams and coaching, in terms of actually preparing for the actual exam situation, knowing what to expect, knowing what to do before you reach Sheffield on the day and on the exam day, during the exam day. All these important aspects I've been covering in my videos. So do subscribe, click and like, and share my videos, because the more you do that, then you would have access to all my videos, which would be up to 100 different videos. And this will also ensure that you are kept up to date with all my updates about the exam, which are really important. You're not going to get this information from anywhere else, and this is the only place that I know that where you will actually get this information, because you must know the last face-to-face exam was before September 2020, when the CASC online exam started. So all the information I'm sharing is information because I've had the face-to-face exam, so I know exactly what the setup is. And we've had so many discussions and I've had so many requests, so I think it's so important. So in terms of this video, I wanted to talk about the seating. So seating has been something which has been discussed even when I prepared, so I'll talk more about that in a bit. But in terms of the seating, what I mean is when you enter the cubicle, the exam cubicle, where you're going to be seeing the patient, and in the cubicle there's obviously going to be other people, which I've discussed in another video. So make sure you listen to the whole series, because you might miss vital information. So in terms of the seating, as you enter the cubicle, you need to go into the cubicle and then you'll have to be seated. So usually your chair will be in front of the patient, and there's other people will be to the left and across from you. So it's important when you enter the station where you're going to be seated. So not many people will think that it is important, but it is, because depending on how you sit, whether you're sitting too far, too close, or just at the right spot, that can affect your performance in the exam. So you need to ensure, obviously, when you enter, have your eyes focused on obviously looking at the examiner and showing your badge, and then getting in the station. Once you're in the station, you need to go and be seated. So don't waste any time. If you feel you need to adjust the seating because of maybe your height or your body stature, then do that before you sit down. It wouldn't look good if you sit down and then you start adjusting your seat. So my advice is, if you do need to adjust the seat, do it before you sit down. So if you need to pull the seat back, for sometimes maybe for the male doctors, they might need to move a bit because they might be quite tall and might not fit in the space that is given just in front of the patient. For most of the times when I entered the station, the seating was correct, so I was able to. But you obviously don't know how the seating is going to be, and especially for your body stature and for your physique. So everyone's body is different, everyone's height is different. So make sure that you do adjust your seat so that you're not too close to the patient, but just at the right seating arrangement. And it's important because this has come up in when I prepared for my exams. We discussed it in balance groups, and lots of my colleagues that had done psychotherapy as part of their placement, you know, the advice they had given us at that time was, and I clearly remember it, they said, you know what, you know, it's important when you sit down in front of the patient, the way you sit down, the way you are going to be positioned, how you know, obviously your body language, all of that, as much as it's communication, the non-verbal communication, your body language is obviously also going to send a message. So there's so many reasons why you actually need to look at the seating arrangement. So it is important. That's why I'm highlighting it in this video, and I hope you find this information useful. If you do have any queries or comments, do put a message and I can respond to it, or contact me on Eastern Side course, where you will have access to all the other coaching services and the book and any other information that's required for the exam. So thank you very much for listening, and I hope you found this video useful.